You will always be poor if you continue with a poor mindset. Most people believe that poverty starts with a lack of money, but the truth is more uncomfortable. Poverty begins long before the bank account. It is born in the mindset, in habits, in daily choices, and especially in the way a person reacts to their own reality. There are people who earn little and think big, and there are people who earn a lot and continue to live with a limited mindset. Money only amplifies who you already are. If you do not develop discipline, responsibility, and vision, any amount that comes into your life will quickly disappear. The problem is that many people want to change their lives without changing their behavior. They want wealth with a scarcity mindset. They want extraordinary results while maintaining common attitudes. This has never worked and it never will. Those who think small find excuses. Those who think big find solutions. Financially poor people often outsource blame. The economy is the problem. The government is the problem. The family is the problem. The boss is the problem. Everything becomes an excuse to remain stagnant. Meanwhile, successful people understand a simple rule: taking responsibility is the first step to growth. This does not mean ignoring real difficulties. There are inequalities, crises, and obstacles. But two people can be born in the same situation and end up in completely different places. What separates one from the other is not luck. It is mindset, consistency, and the ability to act even without a guarantee of results. The truth is that the world rewards value. The more useful you become, the more opportunities arise. The market does not pay for emotional effort. The market pays for the ability to solve problems. Many people want to earn more, but few want to become better. They want quick money, but they don't want to study, learn skills, develop communication, emotional intelligence, and financial discipline. Without personal evolution, financial growth cannot be sustained. Your current salary is generally a reflection of the skills you have developed to date. This is bothersome because it forces a person to look at themselves. It's easier to complain about life than to admit a lack of preparation. It's more comfortable to consume entertainment all day than to build a skill that can change your future. Another destructive behavior is living to impress others. Financially broken people spend money trying to look rich. They buy what they don't need with money they don't have to please people who don't even care about them. Meanwhile, financially savvy people understand the power of delayed gratification. They sacrifice immediate comfort to build freedom in the future. They invest before they flaunt. They learn before they teach. They work in silence before they show up. The internet has created a generation addicted to instant results. Everyone wants to get rich quickly. Few accept the slow and repetitive process of real building. However, sustainable wealth rarely comes from speed. It comes from consistency. Most give up too soon. They start a project and quit within weeks. They study something new and stop at the first difficulty. They try to start a business and back off after the first mistakes. Ordinary people want motivation. Extraordinary people learn to act even without motivation. Discipline is continuing even when the emotion disappears. There is also a silent pattern that destroys thousands of lives: the lack of emotional control. Impulsive people make impulsive decisions. They spend out of anxiety, give up out of fear, and procrastinate out of insecurity. Those who do not control their mind will hardly control money. Wealth demands mental clarity. It requires patience. It demands the ability to endure temporary discomfort without abandoning the main goal. No successful entrepreneur has built something great by merely going through the motions. Another important point is the environment. You become similar to what you consume daily. If your routine is surrounded by negativity, complaints, laziness, and victimhood, your mind starts to normalize mediocrity. The environment influences patterns, behavior, and ambition. Therefore, successful people carefully choose friendships, content, and references. They understand that thinking is construction. The brain absorbs what it sees repeatedly. If you normalize excuses, your life will be built on limitations. Money also reveals maturity. Some people earn more and remain poor because they raise their standard of living before increasing their wealth. Everything turns into consumption. Nothing turns into construction. The result is a life based on appearance and constant financial anxiety. True wealth is not looking rich. It is having freedom. It is being able to make decisions without desperation. It is building stability, assets, and peace of mind over time. And perhaps that is the hardest part to accept. No one will come to save you. No magical opportunity will solve years of procrastination, disorganization, and lack of direction. Your life changes when your attitudes change. Small decisions repeated daily create completely different destinies. Read instead of just consuming distraction. Invest instead of spending impulsively. Learn instead of complaining. Persist instead of giving up. In the end, poverty is not just a lack of money. Often it is an excess of excuses, a lack of responsibility, and an absence of vision. Your life begins to change when your actions finally become greater than your excuses. The truth is simple and brutal. The world does not reward intention. The world rewards execution. It doesn't matter how many dreams you have, how many ideas exist in your mind, or how many times you say you want to succeed. If your actions remain small, your life will remain small. Every financial change starts first with a change in identity. The person who builds wealth thinks differently, acts differently, and reacts differently. They understand that success is not an event, it is a pattern repeated daily over the years. While many are looking for shortcuts, truly successful people are building skills. While some complain about the system, others are learning skills that the market values. While many wait for motivation, others are working even when tired, insecure, and unrecognized. This is the difference between those who dream and those who transform their own reality. Life improves when you stop negotiating with your own mediocrity. Maybe no one has said this directly to you, but excessive comfort destroys potential. The habit of postponing important decisions destroys entire futures, and every lost day without direction costs you years of your life. You don't need to be born rich to build wealth. You don't need powerful connections to grow. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment to start. But you do need to abandon behaviors that keep you stuck in the same reality. Your financial future depends less on luck and much more on the silent choices you make when no one is watching. In the end, wealth doesn't start in the wallet, it starts in the mind. And the most important question is not how much money you have today. The question is, do you continue to act like the person who wants to win or like the person who has already given up without realizing it? Your financial destiny will be defined by the attitudes you choose to repeat every day. Did you like the video? Leave a like and subscribe to receive more content like this. I'll leave this video up here to further develop your mindset. See you later.